Welcome, Transformer fans. My name is Composite Enerjoe, and due to current events, I took a bit of a break from my reviews, but now I'm back. And today's review will be on the Transformers Thrilling 30 Deluxe Class Trailcutter, aka Trailbreaker, from the Generations line. And I'll get into more details as to why his name is Trailcutter and Breaker and all that stuff. I'll get into details later. But yeah, here he is in his alt mode, which is sort of a modern style pickup truck, covered pickup truck, which is based off of the Generation 1 Trailbreakers alt mode. It's sort of a modern reimagining of the G1 alt mode, which was based off of I believe it was called a Toyota four-wheel drive Hilux camper truck. I believe that's what it was called. So here it is, and I think this looks really cool. It's nice and compact, a bit too compact for a truck, but it's kind of neat. He's got 4 functional wheels, and he rolls pretty good. And the little spotlights here do have a hinge, and that's pretty much it. So pretty nice detailing all over. It's just a very nice looking vehicle mode. It's overall nice. That's all I can really say about it. So now on to the transformation, which first thing you do is you come back here and pop this off. And this is also his robot mode weapon. But if you take this off, now you can see that it is a truck. Here's sort of the truck mode, which does look kind of weird with this just sticking out without this. So this is pretty useful. So I'm going to put this off to the side. So now onto the transformation. And first thing, you come here, pull out, and set. So out, push in, flip out the feet, and there we have, hold on, there we go, make sure you put it in all the way. Here we have his legs, very quick. Now onto the torso, which you take this piece, pull them out like so, and rotate them. Into their hands, you flip out the fist, fold that in, rotate, flip out fist, fold in, rotate. And then for this part, it's a little weird. You push this in, I believe, all the way. Come on. There we go. And then you fold this in. It's a little wonky, but you gotta push this in while like turning, like folding that. There we go. So yeah, you make sure that this goes in like so, and then this you fold in. Make sure you fold this for clearance, and then like that. So this is how you have the chest configured. Fold up the spotlight, and then you rotate this piece up until you're able to peg it into his mirrors, his rear view mirrors, or side mirrors, I believe. So make sure you connect them like so, and that's it. And then you come in here, flip out. Come on, come on. There we go. Click, flip out head, rotate, and then there we have Trailcutter, Trailbreaker in his head. And here we have, make sure it's all nicely done. Oh, make sure it stays in place. So here we have Trailcutter Breaker in his robot mode. And it's pretty nice. A little gappy here, but very nice. Oh, and then flip forward for, effect. Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward transformation. I think getting the arms into the right position is like the only tricky part of the transformation. But yeah, that's pretty straightforward. It's a very nice, solid figure. Okay, here in his robot mode, get a close up of that head sculpt. Very nice, and I don't know if I can show it, but he does have. I can't really show it. He does have light piping, and it's a pretty okay light piping. It's like straight on the back of his head. So onto articulation. Head is on a swivel, not a ball joint. Arms are on a ball joint. Swivel at the elbow, as well as a bend. There we go, a pretty stiff bend. A little bit of wrist action. The legs can go out that far. They are on a ball joint, a swivel at the thigh, bend at the knee, and a little bit of toe action. A little bit of up and down at the toe. And that's, oh wait, he does have a waist. Yeah, and he does have, there we go. You gotta be a little careful, it's a little stiff here, but he does have a waist. Oh, and again, the spotlight is on a hinge. All right, so yeah, he has pretty decent articulation. Now onto his accessory. And this accessory you can pretty much plug in on any of these ports, including the one back here, which I believe this is used for storage. This is how you kind of store his, hold on. Lift this up a bit. There we go. This is how you kind of store his shield blaster in a robot mode. But what I like to do is this. You can also fold this piece out to reveal this handle. Pull it out. And then you can have him hold it by sliding it in. There we go. And you just adjust. Fold this down. At least this is how I do it. And then you have a shield blaster, as I said earlier, as his main weapon, which is pretty cool. It's offense and defense. Very, very nice. And that's pretty much it for his accessories. So now on to size comparisons. So here we have Ratchet. And, oh, give me 1 second. And then here we have Clip Jumper. Well, I almost forgot. There's the sizes. Put them off to the side. So yeah, Trailcutter. Overall, a pretty good figure. A very, very solid and nicely done figure. Yeah, dust. So yeah, that's it for the figure. Now onto the mini history section. Now, Trailcutter. Now, who is this character? Trailcutter, aka Trailbreaker, is a Generation 1 character who was part of the ARC crew, who I think, who on some days would be a very cheery person, and on other days would be sad and feel like he's useless, that he's not really contributing too much to the team. But he's overall a pretty good guy. And yeah, that's sort of a little bit of his backstory. And oh, the whole issue about his name was that originally, this character is called Trailbreaker, but there was a time when this figure came out where they couldn't trademark that name, so they then switched it, which they usually do when they can't trademark it, is either add Autobot or Decepticon or whatever, or change the name altogether. So they changed his name to Trailcutter. That's why this guy's called Trailcutter and not Breaker. And I remember there was also at least one other occasion where his name was Trailblazer instead. Again, I know one time that happened, because I remember seeing it. But yeah, this guy here is Trailbreaker, that's who he is. But for this figure, and some other figures during this time, were called Trailcutter. But I think nowadays, I believe they were able to sort of get the trademark through, so now he's back to being called Trailbreaker, and all figures after this one, maybe a couple after this one, but I know all modern figures are now called Trailbreaker, because I know Earthrise has a Trailbreaker instead of a Trailcutter. So yeah, that's pretty much the issue with his name, and that's pretty much it for this guy. So overall, it's a good figure. I think if you don't have any like Trailbreakers, this is a very nice one to get. I personally really like this one over all the other ones. Just a nice solid figure. So yeah, good figure. 2 thumbs up. He's a very nice figure. So yeah, this has been my review of the Transformers Thrilling 30 Deluxe Class Trailcutter / Trailbreaker / Trailblazer, whatever you want to call him. But this one is called Trailcutter. This is Composite Enerjoe signing out. Peace out and be safe.